Hey everybody, it's Mergul, and today in this one I thought it would be fun to go through all of the professions and look at all the things they're adding, because many of them are getting some really peculiar additions, crazy stuff being added with a lot of the professions. Some of them, I know Enchanting affects your Hearthstone. It's really, let's just get into it. So I'm going to go through each of them. Right now I have Tailoring and Engineering. I'll drop these and go pick up others so you can check them out, but we'll look at Tailoring first. So there is going to be a 32 slot bag to top it off. That's one of the big things there. It requires this Expulsum, which is the equivalent of Obliterum pretty much. You destroy stuff, you get Expulsum, and then you make it with this thing over here. That thing over there. But currently Scrap-O-Matic seems to be broken. I can't get it to work. So I can't really get any Expulsum. I was going to see how much it gives, so later when they fix that, I'll be able to test the rates and stuff of it. But 32 slot bag. Currently the only 32 slot bag is 500k in Dalaran. So there you go. It's going to be craftable. Now, it says it requires 100 of this deep sea satin, which I'm guessing is one of your daily cooldown like things. It's this thing here, and it's going to require that deep sea satin and 10 nylon thread. So, might be pretty expensive, especially if Expulsum is hard to get. Again, I can't wait till that's over there working and I can test the rates and stuff. That's what I wanted to do. Deep Sea Bag, 30 slot bag. It's kind of dead content when you look at Hexweave Bag. We have a 30 slot bag that's really easy to get, so wasting all this stuff, unless this is really easy and really cheap to come by. Not so much sure that it's worth it. Considering Hexweave bags are still really simple to make. Battle flags. This is something that I thought was interesting. This is what I meant when they have peculiar things being added. So, a battle flag flanks defense, battle flag rallying swiftness, bear a battle flag on your back, increasing you and your party's mounted speed within 10 yards by 15% for 15 seconds. Interesting. And then battle flag Spirit of Freedom. Doesn't have its text yet, so we don't know what the flanks defense. I'm guessing this is just going to be like probably 15% defense increase, and then Spirit of Freedom is maybe like your immunity to movement impairing effects and stuff of that orientation probably reduces by 20%, something like that. It's my idea. Then of course, hooked deep sea net. You're going to get a net, right? Roots target up to 35 yards away by 3%. What? That's worded strangely. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that's probably not meant to be that. And then Tide Spray Linen Net. Slows the target up to 35 yards away by 75%. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. This one, I don't know. Roots the target up to 35 yards away by 3%. And then Deep Sea Bandage. As you know, Tailoring is now going to be this. They're getting rid of first aid, so Tailoring is going to make all of your bandages and stuff. Pretty neat. So those are the cool things from Tailoring. And then you got, of course, all that other stuff, but like I said, this is just to show off the peculiar items and the new stuff that's like different, you know. With Engineering, you got belt enchantments, which don't currently have an engineering requirement, so it makes me wonder if everybody's going to be able to use these belt enchantments. They are tradable. It says use permanently attached, so it is tradable. It makes me think you won't have to have engineering to use these. The holographic horror projector. Permanently attach a specialized device to your belt, allowing you to fear an enemy within melee range for 5 seconds. Interesting. Belt enchant miniaturized plasma shield. Permanently enchants a belt with a device which, when used, projects a shield in front of you, deflecting all incoming frontal attacks. If it follows you around, like it actually goes with your character, that's pretty OP. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't last very long, but that's still crazy OP if it follows your character, because all you gotta do is follow the person that you're attacking and you can deflect all damage pretty much. Belt enchant personal space amplifier. Permanently attaches a specialized device to your belt, allowing you to remove any movement impairing effects every minute. Shares a cooldown with potions. So it's a permanent thing, just can always remove movement impairing effects. Pretty neat. And then they got bombs of all types here. So a crazy amount of bombs. Like you see, it roots all targets in a 5-yard radius. This is all about a PvP expansion, right? It's all about PvP, so everything is related like PvP wise. All enemies within 5 yards be slowed by 50%. Puts the enemy to sleep, incapacitating them for 10 seconds. Inflicts fire damage. Slowly freeze the ground, expanding up several yards, so anybody that touches it, this is like the mage's frost ground thingy. What's that called again? Can't think of it. Throw a bomb, creating a device which will petrify all targets. So a lot of these have similar effects pretty much, but I guess, for fun you can have a little bit of variation. Summon 5 mechanical sheep, and enemies will be polymorphed for 20 seconds. That's pretty cool. And then creates an area of poison, dealing damage over time. Right. That's a cool one too. Then of course you got the goggles, which are just like gear equipment, the normal engineering stuff. Devices. They have this, which is pretty neat. Based on what it says, allows you to change your appearance of your armor. This is basically a portable transmogrifier thing. Anyone can use it. See, it does not say that it's limited to engineers. So, portable transmogrifier. If you can't mount up on your yak for some reason, there you go. You can transmog at any time if you feel the need to. And then electroshock mount motivator. When I was reading this one, I thought this was really cool. Increases your mount speed by 10% for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. So you can get lucky and get 150% mount speed, but increased motivation may cause your mount to become disoriented. So, assuming that you keep doing it, you might end up getting disoriented, but if you're trying to run away from somebody, it could get you out of the distance pretty quickly. Interdimensional companion repository. Summons a portable stable master. This is for you hunters out there that want to change your pets, and I think they're changing the way pets work this expansion, so pets are actually going to have different utilities again rather than being pretty much the same thing. So yeah, that's going to be really important for the hunters out there. And then a surface skimmer. Deploy a boat which will immediately, this typo here, I think it's supposed to say begin moving across the water for 25 seconds. Does not work on land. And then got weapons, scopes again, and a mount, the Mecha Mogul MK2. So you can look that up here if you want to see it. Mecha Mogul. Is it in here? Mecha Mogul. What was it called? Mecha Mogul. Did they spell it wrong? Maybe it's just not in there yet. We can't look it up either, because they've changed it so you can kind of like shift look at mounts too as well, which is a neat addition. Mecha Nope, not finding anything. So let's go pick up some new professions, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're here in Enchanting now, and for Enchanting there are new glove enchantments. So much like they were in the past, they increased the speed to 0.5 seconds there very, very quickly. So you might want to have separate sets of gloves for whatever you're doing. Maybe if you have herbalism and mining, you'll carry around both pairs of gloves with enchantments. That way you can mine and herbalism quickly. You could just switch them with like a keybind or something. And then they have one for crafting this expansion, which is really good, I guess, if you're one of the people that's like a blacksmith and you're making a lot of really early armors or something. It makes you craft your armors and stuff much faster as well. So they're pretty neat. I actually made a couple of them when leveling up on the beta. So in case I ever change gloves and stuff, I have them for me. Yeah, they're pretty nice though. It does speed up exponentially. Like, you know how quick it gets. And then another little thing that Enchanting has is wrist enchantments. Again, but these wrist enchantments all revolve around your Hearthstone. So this one permanently enchants bracers to reduce the cooldown of your Hearthstone by 5 minutes while in Koltaras or Zandalar. Then the Safe Hearthing permanently enchants bracers, create an absorb shield around you while using your Hearthstone. And then finally Swift Hearthing permanently enchants your bracers to increase the speed of your Hearthstone when cast. Pretty neat. I don't know which one's the best of use. I would say honestly cooled hearthing, because I do find myself hearthing a lot. I haven't tried safe hearthing or swift hearthing. Maybe swift hearthing would be nice too, because it allows you to hearth out there really quickly if you're trying to escape or something. I've used my hearthstone for that before as well. But really little neat things to come from enchanting, right? And these are going to be really, really useful. I honestly say, like, it's a lot. You should really carry around 2 gloves if you're a collector, like you're a collecting profession of some type. And then leatherworking doesn't have a whole lot of like interesting items, just your basic leather and mail armor and stuff. Got a couple weapons here, all your usual thingies. Nothing really of big surprise, but you do have a few things down here. So drums in the maelstrom, basically your bloodlust drums. Hardened and tempest hide. This is just the special hide they're going to craft down here at the bottom. Going to use that to make all the stuff up here. Coarse leather barding prevents the player from being dazed while mounted in Colteros and Zandalar for 2 hours. Useful thing. Very, very useful. Highly recommend buying a couple of these early on if you can get your hands on it, just because while I didn't find myself getting dazed a whole lot, it really is always annoying when it happens, so it doesn't hurt to have a few of them, especially if you're herbalism and mining again. Scuba diving helmet, right? The shimmer scale dive helmet. Don a scuba helm, allowing you to breathe underwater. And then a shimmer scale diving suit. Don a scuba suit, increasing your swim speed by 100%. So really cool items there. Let's move on to some more professions. Alright, moving on, we're at Alchemy and Jewelcrafting. Isn't a whole lot to say about these 2 professions in terms of like strange or new things to talk about, but they do have utility potions here. So this one's just invisibility potion of this expansion. Lightfoot potion, pretty neat one, increased movement speed by 150%. Again, a good thing to escape from people if, especially with the PvP mode coming out, the war mode thing. Really, really useful thing, especially in world PvP. Potion of concealment, this is a neat one too. This is basically shadow meld, hides the imbiber from detection as long as they're standing still, lasts 3 minutes. So it's a way for everybody to get shadow meld almost. I assume you can use it in combat, and it'll probably get you out of combat. Definitely a neat potion there. And then Sea Mist, turn the imbiber into a cloud, allowing them to fall slowly from great heights and float over water. Neat one there. Now again, I saw a transmute expulsum here, so assuming this is correct, it's going to give you 5 expulsum for these supplies. So I'm going to guess this is, since this is daily transmute, expulsum's probably not that hard to get if you're getting 5 of it from a single transmute. But I don't know yet. I can't wait to test those things. Transmute meat to pet. So I got that again with the meat that you get from, this is from skinning. I got all this meat from skinning while I was leveling up. Interesting stuff. And that's about it, really. All the other usual stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just your normal elixirs, things like that. And then for jewel crafting, only one thing really sticks out. It's a pretty interesting one. It is Insightful Rubellite. It is a 5% experience gem. Interesting. I haven't gotten to all the professions yet, so maybe there's a way to put sockets on your gear, like with blacksmithing in the past. Otherwise, I don't really see how this is going to be extremely useful. But I'll see. I'm going to go through all the professions again. And I haven't looked at all of them, so all this stuff is like new to me and surprising. But yeah, 5% experience gem. A friend of mine told me about this a long time ago, but I didn't see it in the past build. So yeah, it's really cool. I think that's neat. But again, I don't know how to get utilized really. So we're going to keep going, look at more professions, and I'll see you at the next ones. Alright, and the final 2 are Blacksmithing, Inscription. Not going to cover the gathering professions because there's nothing exciting to really show about them. Like on the gathering professions, it's not like Legion where you had like Aetherol when you reached rank 3 you could proc other herbs, stuff like that. None like that. You just gather more. That's pretty much what it says right now. So if, they may intend on changing that, but right now it's like gather at a more efficient rate. So nothing exciting. Just, I mean, you can see like I have a lot of the supplies that you can collect in my inventory because I changed professions and stuff a bunch. But yeah, nothing exciting right now. So anyways, as for blacksmithing, you have another skeleton key. Just like before, a lot of times, to open up the chest and stuff. And then, like in Legion, you have hoof plates and stirrups. So the hoof plates make you 20% faster, quadruple effect. If you're a blacksmith, so it'll last 8 hours if you're the blacksmith using them. And then the hardened stirrups allows you to interact with stuff while mounted. Really, really useful thing again. Just because this is, if you're collecting herbs and stuff, these things help you make a lot more money if you don't have like a sky golem, for example. At the very least, use the hoof plates to 20%. It can make a big difference when moving around a whole bunch. And then for Inscription, a lot of interesting stuff in Inscription. So the Codex and the Tome, just like before, for swapping around your talents and stuff. The usual things. And then you got these scrolls, which the scrolls are like makeshift if your raid or parties may be missing a specific class, because we are getting class-wide buffs again. So Arcane Intelligence from mages, Prayer Fortitude, priests and stuff, and that's what these scrolls are to make up for. So Battle Shout, increase the target's attack power by 7% for 30 minutes. If the target in your party or raid, all party and raid members will be affected. So it's to make up for warriors who Battle Shout to increase attack power. Then War Scroll Fortitude, 7% for stamina. War Scroll Intellect, 7% for intellect. So that's pretty cool. And then a Scroll of Unlocking. This is a lockpick for Inscription. It's pretty neat. Then there's these contracts, which is a really different thing. These are going to be very important early on when you need to get reputations up, because the contract, what it does is enter a contract with the Champions of Azeroth that allows you to gain reputation with them every time you complete a world quest on Kulturas or Zandalar. Or Kulturas and Zandalar. And that's for each of the factions. So you can gain reputation in the faction that you specifically want if there's something you need for that faction for every world quest. You don't have to... It's not like Legion, you have to do specific world quests in a certain zone to get reputation for that faction. These contracts allow you to do that for any world quest, so it really, really is going to be crazy in terms of getting your reputation up quickly. Really thought that was a neat thing. And then, of course, Vantis runes, just like before. It's like when they changed it, you can use it on any boss. Now the number is currently bugged because it says increase your versatility by 36,720. That would literally make me immune to the boss. I'd have like a 99.9% damage reduction because I have 265. So imagine me with 36,000. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not correct right now. So we're good there. And then glyphs. They got a couple glyph coming in. Glyph of the dolphin. Lets you turn into a dolphin in aquatic form. Glyph of the humble flyer. It allows you to become more humble racial flyer. And then Glyph of the Tide Skipper. You become a Tide Skipper. Interesting. But those are the really nifty ones. I'm really glad they're adding more exciting stuff to professions. I like these weird things, like the different stuff. This is a cool idea. I like the reputation thing, for example. Really cool idea. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't. Again, they could be possibly implementing this later. It's maybe not just in it right now, but I'm disappointed like Herbalism didn't have any exciting things like before. Like Aethrol was such a cool thing to get rank 3 because getting extra herb procs, that was awesome. But maybe it was a little OP, and maybe that's why they decided not to go that route again. Because when you would do those herb raids, if you're ever in an herb raid, you could get like 10 procs off a single herb, and it was crazy. So maybe that's why they decided not to. But anyways, thank you for watching. I can't wait to see if they add more stuff in the future. I really like exciting like different things. It adds more fun to the game when they're putting in just maybe not so much useful items, but something to add more of a role-playing element. I don't know how to put it. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.